Hello learners, I, Dr. Amit Tapkir from Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Pharmacy, Yamunanagar, Nigdi, Pune, welcome you all in today's section. Today's section is on Sedative Hypnotics Part 3. After watching this video, the learner will able to explain chemistry of amides and imides, alcohol and their carbamate derivatives, aldehyde and their derivatives as a sedative and hypnotics, enumerate and summarize mode of action of amide and imide, alcohols and their carbamate derivatives, and aldehyde and their derivatives as a sedative and hypnotics. In first discussion, we learned the barbiturates as a hypnotic and sedative. In second discussion, that is in part 2, we learned the benzodiazepine class of sedative and hypnotics. In today's session, that is in part 3, we are going to see amides and imides, class of sedative and hypnotics. The example of amides and imides is glutathione. Next class is alcohol and their carbamate derivatives. The drugs comes under this class are ethylchloroethanol, Meprovom, chlorphenesin carbamate, and methocarbamol. And last class of sedative and hypnotics is aldehyde and their derivatives, which includes the drugs. Examples are chloral hydrate, trichlorophosphodium, and paraldehyde. After the two sections, we should know which are the other classes of sedative and hypnotics and how they will act. So pause your video and try to think on this question. Okay, now we will move to the next section and we will try to find the answer of this question. The next class of sedative hypnotics is amides and their imides derivative. The example is a glutathione. Glutathione, if you see the structure of a glutathione, it's 3-ethyl, 3-phenyl, piperidine, 2,6-dione. The basic nucleus in this glutathione is phenylpiperidine 2,6-dione. Piperidine is a 6-member ring, fully saturated ring having a nitrogen atom. This piperidine ring have a 2 carbonyl group which is at a 2 and 2nd position, 2 and 6 position, that's why it's a 2,6-dione. At the 3 position there is a 1 ethyl and one more substitution on the same, that is a 3 position, that is a phenyl. This is about the structure of a glutathione. Glutathione is aromatic amide. Glutathione is a safe alternative to barbiturates to treat insomnia. Glutathione seems to be a GABA agonist which helps induce sedation. It also induces cytochrome 2D6 enzyme. When taken with a codeine, it enables the body to convert higher amount of codeine, higher than the average 5 to 10%, to morphine. This combination of effects enhance the sedation. The next class is alcohol and their carbamate derivative. Examples are ethylchloroethanol, Meprovom, chlorphenesin carbamate, and methocarbamol. We will see all the drugs one by one. The first is ethylchloroethanol. The ethylchloroethanol is a very simple structure. It's an aliphatic derivative. It's a 1-chloro, 3-ethyl pent, 1-in, 4-in, 3-ol. 1-chloro. At one position there is a chloro substitution, that's why 1-chloro. 3-ethyl pent, it's a pentane derivative. At a 3 position, ethyl substitution. And 1 position, a double bond. That's why the in. At a carbon number between 1 and 2, there is a double bond, so 1-in. In between carbon 4 and 5, there is a triple bond, so yn. And at 3 position, the hydroxy group, that's why ol. So it's about structure of ethylchloroethanol. Chlorophenol appears to depress the central nervous system in a manner similar to that of barbiturates. Next drug is a Meprovom. It's a carbamate derivative. It's a dicarbamate derivative. So what do you mean by the carbamate? Carbamate is nothing but NH2COOH. Carbamate is NH2COOH. The red portion in this structure, the red part in this structure is a carbamate part. That's why the name to drug is given as a carbamate. And it's a propane derivative. It's a propane derivative. That's why the name given a 2-methyl 2-propyl propane 1,3-diol dicarbamate. At a 2 position, there is a methyl substitution on a propane, which is at upside. On a propane, there is a one more substitution, that is a propyl, which are again on a carbon number 2, which is at a downside. So it's a 2-methyl 2-propyl propane. And at a 1 and 3 position, the dicarbamate. So it's a diol dicarbamate. This Meprovom binds to the GABA receptor, leading to the inhibitory effect on the neurons transmitting signals in the reticular formation and spinal cord. Consequently, effects such as sedation and altered perception of pain are observed. Next drug is a chlorphenesin carbamate. It's again a carbamate derivative. All of you know that the carbamate is a NHCOOH, which part is at the left of this structure. It's a 3,4-chlorophenoxy 2-hydroxypropane carbamate. So basic structure in this drug is a 2-hydroxypropyl carbamate. 2-hydroxypropyl carbamate. And on 3 position, what is the substitution? 4-chlorophenoxy. 4-chlorophenoxy, which is at a right hand side. So this is about the chlorphenesin carbamate. Next drug is a Carbamol. A Carbamol is a 2-hydroxy 3-methoxyphenoxypropyl carbamate. It's again a propyl carbamate derivative. Carbamate is nothing but NH2COOH, which is at a left hand side in this structure, and propyl group you can easily find. The numbering is given 1, 2, 3. It's a propyl. On propyl, there is substitution. Which substitution? A 2-hydroxy. At a 2 carbon, see the hydroxy group which is attached at a downside. It's a 2-hydroxy. On a 3 position, what is the substitution? On a 3 position, 2-methoxyphenoxy. 2-methoxyphenoxy, which you can easily find in blue color. 2-methoxyphenoxy. This is about the structure of a Carbamol. Last class of sedative hypnotics is aldehyde and their derivatives. The example are chloral hydrate, trichlorophosphodium and paraldehyde. We will see all the drugs one by one. First is a chloral hydrate, very simple structure. It's a 2,2,2-trichloroethane 1,1-diol. Chloral hydrate is a geminal diol. Geminal means diol, which is geminal diol means a diol where the OH is present on a same carbon atom. It's called as a geminal. And vicinal means what? Adjacent carbon atom. So geminal carbon and vicinal carbon. So it's a geminal diol. A hypnotic and sedative used in the treatment of insomnia. The safety margin is too narrow for chloral hydrate to be used as a general anesthetic in human, but it is commonly used for that purpose in animal experiment. Because of the narrow margin of safety, it's not used in human, it is used in animal in experimental study. Next drug is a trichlorophosphodium. Trichlorophosphodium is again a simple structure. A trichlorophosphodium is a 2,2,2-trichloroethane dihydrogen phosphate. Trichlorophos is a prodrug which is metabolized in a liver in its active drug trichloroethanol. So the phosphate part will leaves out and the O become a OH. So it's a trichloroethanol. Trichlorophos is an melatonin agonist. All of you know that melatonin is a sleep producing hormones. It's a melatonin agonist, sleep and used as a sleep inducing, anxiolytic and analgesic effect have been reported. It is devoid of addiction and withdrawal effect. See, it's a beauty of this drug. It's a free from addiction and withdrawal effect. Last drug is a Paraldehyde. Again, a simple structure. It's a 2,4,6 trimethyl 1,3,5 trioxane, a Paraldehyde. A Paraldehyde is a cyclic trimer of acetaldehyde molecule. The precise mechanism of action of Paraldehyde is unknown. It may depress many levels of the central nervous system. Thank you. Happy learning.